Jacked up for this one. The first heat of the men's mile. You see the contestants on the track. The pacing numbers. Take a quick look at those and read through them. And heat number one looking at 154 through the opening 800, 350 for the whole distance. There is the 13 men on the track trying to get to that count of 26 sub-4 minute milers, and the crowd is lining the back straightaway. And along the railing and the glass wall, they're ready to shout their approval. 29 seconds through the opening 200 meters as the Empire Elite crew is on the job as the pacers. Again, 154 at the half, 223 through 1,000 meters. So Creighton Carrazza, who was here a week ago and set the 800-meter national leader in the college side at 146.28. Crowd is going crazy. We'll get their 600-meter split the next time by. They talk about the track. They definitely need to talk about the crowd because this Boston crowd is getting into it. 600 down at 125. The crowd is going crazy. In the number one spot right now, it's Christian Noble actually sitting second behind our pace setter. Two groups. Creighton Carrazza leading the second one wearing his Texas Longhorn uniform. And Carrazza trying to catch up to that lead group coming up through 800 meters. They're looking at 154, right at 154, right on pace through 880. Amos Bartlesmeyer from Nike Union Athletic in the number 3 spot. Make that second for the long haul as our rabbit pulls off. It is Christian Noble from New Balance Boston. Amos Bartlesmeyer in second. So 224 through 1,000 meters. Thomas Radcliffe from Nike Bowerman in the number 4 slot. Christian Noble, a standout at the D2 ranks for years, coming here as an assistant coach at BU. He's on the track trying to win this mile. .252. So they have less than 400 meters to go. Creighton Carrazza caught in the middle between the second pack and this lead group that's just going crazy. The target time 350, trying to see how many sub-4 minute miles they can run today at Boston University. Noble gives up the lead. Bartlesmeyer now in front. 3:22 with 1 lap to go. They're on their feet at Boston University. Down the back straight. It's like an outdoor oval with a roof on top. The crowd is going to go crazy. 3:41. The duel to the line. Bartlesmeyer in front. They're going to be right at 350. Out in the lane for the lead. And the win goes to 350.45. It is Bartlesmeyer. And SAE 350.46. Christian Noble 350.350. So a collegiate record 350.46. Manasa Say from South Carolina, as we count them up, 11 sub-4 minute miles in the opening section. So records falling.
And I don't think the sub-4s are over yet. I'm going to stay up here as long as they keep running under 4.
All right, 11 sub-4s in the first group. And lots of contact in the second section. So in heat number 2, again of 31 miles, some of the notable names and locations: Nick Foster from Michigan, Sean Dolan from Villanova, Elliott Cook from Oregon, Rob Napolitano running for NYAC. So Empire Elite once again, the numbers that they had in mind: 156 through 880, 225 at 1,000 meters, and 353 for the entire distance. So 11 sub-4 minute miles in that opening section. 58 and change through the opening 400. Dialing in a good effort thus far. Elliott Cook from Oregon in the number 3 spot. A number of collegiate athletes. Vivian Hens from Harvard. Also on the track, Stephen Jackson from Boston College. .600 meters in 1:27. The all-important crew from Empire Elite setting the pace for these 2 miles thus far. Again, 11 sub-4s in the opener. Probably going to get at least a half a dozen or so out of this one, if they keep up the pace. At 880, 157, just a little bit off pace, but still well under 4 minutes. Casey Klinger from BYU starting to move up. And our pace setter has pulled off. It's all up to the finishers. That is Austin Dahlquist. He has run here many times for the Roots Running Project. 2:29 with 3 laps to go. Nick Foster now in the number 3 spot, moving up in the second for the University of Michigan. And head coach Kevin Sullivan.
And they're starting to bunch up a little bit, but it's going to be fireworks up this last 2 laps.
So Dahlquist, Foster, 2:59, and they got to move, and here goes Nick Foster.
That is Nick Foster of Michigan up front.
So Nick Foster from the Wolverines of Michigan.
And this group is going to need a lift if they're going to get some guys under 4.
Coming up to the bell, and we'll see what they need to do. It's 3:28, so they have to go 31 seconds or faster. That's going to be easily done. How many will get under? Elliott Cook from Oregon moving up into the number 2 spot. Dahlquist back to 3rd. Nick Foster still in the lead from Michigan. It is now Elliott Cook from Oregon. Final 100. Cook pulling away there at 3:50. How many will go under 4? Elliott Cook, Nick Foster, Klinger in the 3rd. So 3:55.34. So Foster, Klinger also under the top 5 so far. Napolitano. I said 6. We're looking at 8 already. 9. 10, so that's 21 so far. 21 under 4. Again, the record allegedly 26 sub-4 minute miles at 1 meet. They have 21 in 2 races. They are going crazy at the track and tennis center. Third heat.
21 sub-4s. 26 is the record for a singular event.
So as far as pacing duties are concerned, they're looking at leading at least 4 minutes or faster all the way down through the 8th heat of 31. So still plenty of room for sub-4 runs. As again, the crowd on their feet, and we're underway. Hopefully everybody makes it through this inside alley. All right, the group this time, one notable Gary Martin from Virginia. He broke Jim Ryan's long-standing record for the fastest mile in a high school-only competition. The young man, a freshman, running for the Cavaliers. He's out on the track right now. But lots of quality collegiates, the pacing duties. Matthew Payamps from Georgetown, the numbers 157 through 880, 355 for a finish. And they have stretched this field out about 18 meters, but a big crowd down the back straightaway, in the turn, all the way along the front wall, down the main straight. 456, solid pace. Sitting in the number 2 spot, Connor Murphy from Virginia, as Gary Martin moves up into the top 5. So that will put him in the number 4 spot for the finishers. Right now, the bespectacled Gary Martin. Hey, I run with glasses too. All right, Connor Murphy in the number 2 spot. Payamps, 127 through 600. In the number 2 spot, that's Lucas Bonds from BYU. Martin now moving up into 3rd. So Gary Martin in the number 3 spot for the finishers. He's got his teammate 2 positions ahead of him. And number 14, that is Duncan Miller from Princeton. We see him on the outside of Gary Martin. There's sub-2 through 880. That's what they need to do. So our pacer from Georgetown expected to pull off and leave it up to the finishers. And over his shoulder, he takes a look, and he's going to go out into the outside lanes. Up, there he goes. All right, Connor Murphy, Gary Martin, the Cavaliers up front. Bonds also there. And Duncan Miller from Princeton. How far from home will they start their kick?
Everyone looking to dial up for that run.
All right, coming down to the 3/4 of a mile point. Gary Martin going out in the lane 257. Here they go. They're running for home from 400 meters. It's a freshman, Gary Martin. Again, broke Jim Ryan's long-standing record for the fastest mile in a high school-only competition. He's got his teammate Connor Murphy behind him. Virginia, 1st and 2nd at the moment. Martin and Murphy. And then back a spot to Duncan Miller. Coming up to the bell at 3:26. How much gas is left in the tank? Here comes Murphy. Moving past his younger teammate, Connor Murphy. Gary Martin in 2nd. Miller from Princeton in 3rd. We're at 21 sub-4 so far. And this is only heat 3. Murphy has slowed. He's back into 3rd. Some contact, but here comes Connor Murphy. He's going to go sub-356. And boom, boom, boom. I think we did it right there, folks. So it looks like about 7 or 8. So 355. So 356. So the timing and scoring, trying to get this figured out. They had some racers from the previous section. So they need to get this figured out. All right, Dahlquist ran in the previous race, so something's kind of messed up with this.
11 more sub-4. That makes it 32, the deepest final field in the world here at Boston University.
So there's Gary Martin and Connor Murphy, the big runs for Virginia.
And I'll tell you what, most meets, you're done on a 14.
All right, heat number 4.
I don't think that's the case today. We're looking for some more sub-4.
So again, we are on 4-minute pace down through heat number 8. This is just heat 4. And our friends from Boston College scheduled to set the tempo here. 1:58 and for a 3:57 target time. So heat number 4. John Wacker from Boston College. He's already been on the track several times today. He's going to set the tempo.
And they are looking for 157 at the 800. That's about what you want to go through for that sub-4.
So again, Wacker scheduled 1:58 and 2:28.
This is when you start seeing gentlemen who have never broken.
So Ronan McMahon Staggs from UCLA in the number 2 spot, right behind our pace setter. And then from Florida State, Samuel Field in the number 3 spot. Then a little bit of open track. Back to Billy Aldrich from the Brooklyn Track Club. And Joseph Reese from Davidson in 4th. And that's amongst our finishers, that is, as John Wacker from Boston College is going to bring them through 880. And he's going to exit the track, 1:58 right there. They are right on pace, and there goes Ronan McMahon Staggs from UCLA. His coach just gave him the verbal command to hit it right inside turn 1. The Bruin has just blown open this 4th heat. He is all alone to chase a fast time at BU. His coach told him, you got it, keep going. Keep the pedal to the metal, driving down the back straightaway. Coming up the next time, 3/4 of a mile.
Section of the men's mile. An absolutely ridiculous lead.
At 3/4, the split is 2:56. He is on pace for a very strong 3:54 type of run. Ronan McMahon Staggs. The rest of the field has got to close if we would expect to get maybe a 2nd or 3rd sub-4 out of this one.
Are we going to see some athletes who have never broken 4 do it today? Only if we give them some help.
Ronan McMahon Staggs. 3:26 at the line. You can see the pain from the effort that he's put into this. Written all over his face, down the back straight. Really starting to struggle. 100 to go. Ronan McMahon Staggs, the field is starting to close, but not enough track. How far under 4 minutes can he go? Here he is, he's going to be in the 3:56 range, and he does it and falls to the track. You knew he didn't have much left. 3:56.41 for the winner, Alex Osberg. 3:58. 4 more under 4. So a total of 6. So the sub-4 minute club is just growing and growing at BU. Again, leads me back to the point I made yesterday. Talked to one of the earliest sub-4 minute milers in the U.S. It's just about the explosion in sub-4 minute miles, and you say, hey, that's a great thing. Everything's coming together. All the sciences, the shoes, the training, the tracks. It's all a great thing, and he also made the point to say that some of his contemporaries back in the day certainly would be running just as fast today with the increased emphasis on better training, better shoes, and better running surfaces. All right. This is heat number 5, the men's mile. They're racking up sub-4s once again at BU. So in heat 5, UMass Lowell, 158 opener for a 357 finish. So that's what we're hoping for.
I don't know how many in the world has sub-4 miles in the fifth section, but this might be one of them. 56.4. It looks like that's Cornell chasing the pacer. Potentially down from UVA right there.
This is heat number 5 in the men's mile. Just been amazing, the atmosphere and the performances as a rabbit from UMass Lowell taking a look back, making certain everybody's still there.
Virginia Tech, Boston University, 1 through 4 behind the pacer.
So just a long single file procession. This group is sticking together behind our rabbit.
Let's see if they get their requested 158 half-mile split. And it looks like they're going to do it.
All right, 158 right at half mile. That was Graham Steadfast from UMass Lowell, did the heavy work early on. Nicholas Benstead from Princeton now leading the way. Cornell's Damian Hackett in the number 2 spot. But a little bit of gap is developed between first and second. And we'll have to see if they can close as quickly as they did in the last heat. So from BU, Axel Loudon. He's been the runner of the week in the Patriot League. He's currently sitting in the number 3 spot. But previous conference honors aren't important. The only number that counts is 3 after your name. So Nicholas Benstead, and then Zachary Michon from PRTC, and then Loudon in the number 3 spot. They've closed that gap between the leader and the rest of the field. And the next time by is the bell. 3:19. They're ramping it up at the end of the third quarter. 3:28 with 1 to go from Virginia Tech. Victor Inhammer in the number 2 spot. Michon in first. Here comes Inhammer. Up under the turn. 3:51. Can they make it home? They will. How many will sneak under 4 minutes in this one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it looks like. So the last one, it looked like, was Brandon Hauntz from Penn State.
2, 3, 4.
And Hauntz does 3:59, 13:6. Benstead also under. So another half dozen. Amazing, 6 sub-4s in heat number 5. The numbers are just mind-blowing. And we're underway. Heat number 6. All right, thus far, according to timing and scoring, this meet has produced 44 sub-4 minute miles. Unreal. All right, we still have room to go. They had talked about the possibility of 60 tonight as Tim Dolan from Providence sets the pace. Looking again at another 158 880 opener, 357 in the end of the 5,280 feet. All right, Tim Dolan still out in front for Providence. His teammate right behind him. That is DJ Principe. And James Donahue from Virginia in the 3rd spot, and then a little bit of a gap back to Jack Stanley from Princeton. So Dolan ran earlier today. So likely he's in it for the short run to take him through at least 880 yards. And he takes a look back, he's moving out. You see, through 880 and 158, right on the money, a great job. He's telling his teammate, let's go get it. DJ Principe from Princeton now in front. That gap between 3rd and 4th might be the break in this section where the sub-4 doesn't continue, but they got to close the gap on this lap. 158 at the 880. Principe pulling away these top 3 runners. Donahue and that is, it looks like Ryan Wilson in the number 3 spot. And it is from MIT. So 1, 2, 3, here goes Wilson at 3/4 of a mile at 2:58. Wilson going for gold. How fast will the young man from MIT? Their mascot, Tim the Beaver, must be going crazy somewhere. Ryan Wilson from MIT. He's got 250 to go to run sub-4. Ryan Wilson, 3:26. He's bringing Donahue and Principe with him, but we have 3 more under 4. Ryan Wilson, non-scholarship, MIT, Division III, it doesn't matter. He's running for glory in a sub-4 minute mile, and his name on the bigger list here at BU. 3:49. Here he comes to the line. He's got it made easily. 3:55. The crowd goes crazy. 3 more. Make that 4, I believe. We'll see if we got 4, 3, and 4. 4 more on the list. 48 sub-4 minute miles. Unreal. And to those runners that just missed him today, it just has to be heartbreaking, because this has been something that who knows if it will be duplicated again. Next year, new track surface. National records being broken all over the place. Ryan Wilson. D3 national record.
Let's go, Oregon! Let's go,
The place is going bonkers. And I'm not the first one to say that from this position, but it is so appropriate. The place is going bonkers. All right, 48 sub-4 minute miles at Boston University, and we're not done. Again, they're going 8 heats deep with the plan to add more names to the list. This is number 7. So Miller Anderson from Villanova, he's leading the way in this one, scheduled to go right at 2 minutes. We have 48 men under 4 minutes on this track for 1 mile, 5,280 feet.
And let's check our first 4 miles.
All right, 57 through 440. So Miller Anderson ran earlier today, the junior. Going to put the work in. Currently right behind him is Jack Pinho from BAA. And then Drew Mayer from Penn State. All right, Adams State has David Cardenas in the number 3 now, 4 position for those who are going to run all the way home. This is 1 mile race. And Brett Gardner from NC State, the Wolfpack. Their ladies were up here running yesterday at longer distances. All right, they are under 2 minutes. All right, 158, maybe 157 at 880. And Jack Pinho from BAA, the important third 440. As Drew Mayer from Penn State in the number 2 spot. And Brett Gardner from NC State sitting 3rd. All right, 1,000 meters passed. And the pack, still one big group. Measures about 20 meters from Pinho back to Dustin Horder from Indiana. Jack Pinho. There goes Drew Mayer from Penn State. 3/4 of a mile in 2:59. They got to finish in 60 or faster to get their name on the list. So Drew Mayer from Penn State, Pinho from BAA, then Brett Gardner from NC State. There goes Gardner on the back straight. Wants to get to the rail before the turn. He does. Brett Gardner from NC State. Jacob Gillum running unattached in the number 4 position now. 1 lap to go. And 3:29. Got to close in 30. Who can do it? Gardner, Pinho, 1, 2, and then Gillum. Could have 3 more. We're sitting at 48 sub-4s tonight at Boston University. The sprint for home. We're going to get a couple, maybe 4 out of it. They're trying to stay as close to the mile as possible. They get 4. As Sean Mason from the Air Force Academy was able to sneak through. So 52 sub-4 minute milers tonight at Boston University. Absolutely insane. Hugs everywhere. As so many names on the list. And again, it was sort of a story out there on Twitter that Track and Field News has decided no longer to accept additions to the list. But more than half, I